He,
Are you taking pictures of it?
yeah, I'll show this to my mom.
Oh, yeah.
She'll like hearing your voice. Maybe you'll wake her up.
Now, when would she see this?
When I go back.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I'm not going to mail it to him.
No. Well, it's
kind of interesting.
Yeah, see, as you can see, it's a crop. It's not a vegetable crop, but it's...
But if there's a house back here, it'd be hard to get. You wouldn't be able to...
Well,
it'd take you 20 minutes to get out of the driveway.
What we'd do, we'd have the road graded up, just like where we came in here. Like it is now, it's just a means of getting by here, but you wouldn't want to have it like this, because if it was traveled regularly, the road would get worse and worse, especially if it got wet. Yeah. I think this is at least the third crop of timber that's be harvested back here. Third or fourth crop. I'd say it was the fourth crop. When I was at school, was the first time we really started
There's
planting.
the power lines, right?
Yeah, that's the power lines I was telling you about. See, they took 11 acres, I believe it was. And like I tell you, they've got condemnation rights, so it would have done no good to protest it.
Yeah. According to that Mary Jane, they give you above price and then they drop the price.
Yeah, you know.
If you keep refusing, they give you less.
Well, it wasn't that way with this. I negotiated with them. They started out just offering $300 an acre, and when we settled, we got the $900 an acre.
Oh,
but see, this has been, I don't know, 40 years ago or so.
They're not that big. They're not very big.
What's that?
The
poles and all?
Yeah. They make noise?
No, I don't think. No. I have heard it. If you're right under it, you can hear a little humming, but not to speak of. Yeah, we need to.
So occasionally trucks come out here for that?
Occasionally, not very often. They pretty well keep the power line right away mowed. Seem like they mow it every 3 or 4 years, not real regular. But we have to maintain it right away for them to get back here.
I get stuck out here. Has that happened before?
Oh, I have got stuck, but not so much on the road here. If we do, I'll run back and get the tractor and it'll get us out.
It's pretty damp out, right?
Yeah. See, this power line. See, goes through here, and like I say, I think it was about 11 acres. It didn't come off of just one of them's property. I was glad of that. It took a little swipe off of each one of them. Now, when we get to this little high hill up here, this is the old railroad bed, the railroad track. I remember when the
So it worked at one time? And then
yeah, I remember when the railroad. It's been abandoned. I'm just going to guess at least 50 years. Yeah, this was the old railroad bed right here.
Oh, they pulled the track up.
Oh yeah, everything. Even the rocks that was, in there.
So that's good. You got a nice trail.
Yeah, it is. The only thing people use it that shouldn't be back here.
Like hobos and stuff like that.
Yeah, they can. well, see, there's a road down there, a graded road on down there, probably a mile, and see, you can tell people come through there because I don't go through there that much, but people that just come on your property.
Yeah, I imagine people set up a tent here if they're homeless and just.
I don't know. Well, I don't know about the homeless.
We got all kinds of homeless. There's people that beg. Like on the way to work, there's usually one stoplight. There's people that beg.
Oh yeah, I see them over in Jacksonville.
It's always white people now, though.
Yeah, I never see a black person our way. And I got a feeling that most of those out there could be working if they would. Especially.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Some of them are scam artists, that's for sure.
I'm not opposed to helping anybody that needs it, but people that can, get off of their fannies and work.
Yeah, I'd feel very uncomfortable begging for money.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way I could do that.
No, I tell you what, I'd have to be bad off. I'm not going to say I wouldn't, but I wouldn't like it at all. I want the opportunity to work and earn away. A lot of trees in here.
Yeah, it's pretty nice in here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The road's a little better.
Yeah. Well, see, I could mow these, make a strip down these sides and do away with some of this, and I probably will very shortly. Because if you don't, the road keeps getting narrower and narrower, But if I took a strip on either side now, it would look a lot different.
It'd be a lot of work.
Well, I would just use the tractor with the mower on it. It wouldn't, it wouldn't be too bad. But these trees really do grow fast. When they get this size, I mean, they really go to growing.
What kind of trees are they?
Pine.
Pine.
Yeah, this is pine is usually what most of your lumbers come from. But see,
I thought they changed it so they used more recycled paper.
Well, they do lose, but there's still a big demand for the
furniture.
They use it for pulpwood. See, for pulpwood, about 15 years, you can cut it when it was about 15 years old, and then when you cut it, you plant it right back, just like a crop, and yeah,
We're still on Sharan property.
We're on right now the Fleener property.
This is pretty far back.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you wrong. We own the Napoli's. We got the
we're not even close.
Well, yours is back that way.
I thought it went Napoli, Sharan, Fleener.
No. Starting from the back, it's Napoli.
I thought it was Geraldine. Oh, I'm backwards.
Yeah, you're backwards. Yeah.
Geraldine's this way.
With the first one that come in, and so she and I had land in Hilliard, and so we swapped because she wanted to sell, and that up there it didn't matter but we didn't want nobody outside of the family to own the old family property, so we swapped, and she sold hers.
What's that? That metal thing?
Oh, that they had. Let's see, what is that? I think they used it for blind to get behind the paper or whatever was plastic that was over it. So he knew exactly. I'm glad somebody mowed the road here a little bit. It makes it a little easier to see where you're going. But this is the property we own now. Is the Napoli property. And when we go back, I'll show you the Napoli and the Fleener properties on this side of the old railroad bed, and there's I think I told you, there's a little branch or a little swampy area that goes all the way through it, and we made this property here a little larger than the others because we tried to get it, and the surveyor that do it real well, divided.
Yeah, what do you do with the swamp? You just have to leave it?
Just leave it. Yeah, there's not much. It'll grow a little hardwood and what have you, but we tried to do it more by value than acreage. See, the first two plots coming in the gate down where we came in, they're 35 acres each, and then the one that the Fleener property, I believe, is about 44. It's
43 point something.
Yeah, almost 44, I think. And then this last piece is 60 acres, but it's got that swamp that goes all the way through it. And we did it. Now this is with the old power line here. They mowed it back here recently. That's good. Yeah, yeah, our property line doesn't go. The Dimaria property doesn't go too much farther than that last that pole up there.
The closest one?
Yeah. See where the trees on the other side are planted? That's pretty much where the line. It goes beyond that pole there, but it sort of angles. This doesn't run anywhere parallel with anything.
Yeah. So those are nice trees past the.
Well, they're planted. Yeah, they're older than these.
Yeah, those are way older.
Yeah, they're way older, but you give these probably another 4 or 5 years, and that's about what they'll.
So whoever owns it's doing the same thing.
Oh yeah, that's what most of the property in Nassau County is timberland. Yeah.
So how many, like senior class? How big is that now?
What, at Callahan?
Callahan.
Oh yeah, it's probably 200 or 300. When I graduated, it was 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
300? That's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good size. Oh, there's so many people moved out, Gary. When I went to school, all 12 grades were right there into one school, and I think there was between 500 and 600 students. That's from elementary through 12.
I think my class was about 350.
It was?
Yeah. All in one grade.
Yeah. Well, we had 22 in my graduating class.
So y'all know each other very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that some kind of trap?
Yeah, they had wild hogs. See that rope there?
So you catch them?
Yeah, we caught some in there. Sure did.
Where's the food?
Well, it's not baited now.
Oh, okay.
But see that rope there? You see the rope going down?
Yeah.
Okay, you put food around that rope, and when that hog hits that rope, it trips it, and that door comes down. But nobody's baited it, but they caught a couple in there.
So they'll probably attack you, right? Wild boar?
Oh, they would bite you. Yeah. They wouldn't bother you unless you cornered them. Got them in a position where they couldn't get away from you. But they would bite you. And especially the old boars, they got those tusks.
Yeah, they look kind of mean.
Yeah, they are mean.
They eat what? Plants?
Well, they eat the herbs in the ground, the worms, all kind of stuff. But see, evidently, I don't see anywhere where hogs are. It's rooted up, and I haven't seen any in here. Any places where they rooted up.
Brian said there's a lot of deer out here now.
Oh yeah, lots of. Yeah, if you come out in the field out there at night, there's several that they sleep out there at night. We call it bedding down, but they sleep in that field out there.
So there are wolves here too?
Wolves, no. There's coyotes and fox and coons.
Everything.
raccoons.
Everybody has a predator, right?
Oh yeah, they're everywhere. But the ones out here, usually the coons and the possums and armadillos and all such as that.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the Napoli property. Yeah, give these about 8 more years, and there'll be a good little bundle of money for them.
So you take care of all the paperwork?
Pretty much, we see that the taxes and stuff are paid. Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Well, no, not really. Everybody knows at the end of the year. It's just, just like Brian and Alan, and let's see, Donna's. What Brian bought? Let me think now. Oh yeah, Brian bought Glenn's interest on this down here because when Glenn died, I'm sure needed the money, and she sold her interest out to Brian, and sold it to him real cheap too. And I just assumed that she needed the money pretty well. And to her, it didn't mean anything, and Brian was glad to get it because she gave him a real good deal on it. Yeah, Gary, me and Daddy spent lots of time back here in these woods. We used to cook syrup, and naturally we had to gather up lots of wood. And I don't know if you've ever heard the story about Mama being hypnotized by the gypsies.
No.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I haven't heard that one.
Well,
that could end well, is it?
Well, it didn't start out good, and it didn't end good. We were back here, me and Daddy, getting wood to cook syrup. And I believe it was Irma. The gypsies came to Mama's, and
like knocked on the door?
Huh?
Knocked on the door? Or?
Yeah, and naturally back then we let anybody in. Well, they wanted to pray for Geraldine, and anyhow, they claimed that they could do all kind of miracles, and anyhow, Mama accepted the fact that she'd let them pray. I'm not telling everything exactly like it happened because it was so many years ago. And anyhow, I think they asked for a donation, and Mama went and got the wallet, and it so happened that Daddy had probably about $800 in his wallet because it was dashing season, and it was a time when we, I guess, get a little more money than normal. And anyhow, they were going to pray for Geraldine, and when they did, when during that prayer time, they got the wallet from Mama. They hypnotized us, really what they did, and they took the money out and had little strips of newspaper cut up by the size of dollar bills in the wallet. Well, when they left, Mama came to her senses, and the first thing she thought about was her pocketbook, and anyhow, when she looked in it, the money was gone. So anyhow, I believe it was Irma. We were working back here getting wood, came back here and told Daddy what had happened, and anyhow, it wasn't all grown up like this. And anyhow, but Daddy took out through the woods with the truck. I mean, he always drove real slow. And he went to Fernandina, and he arrested all the gypsies he could find over there. But he couldn't prove anything because he didn't know who they were, and Mama didn't know who they were. but they got several $100s, and I think it was somewhere around 6 or 7. Irma can tell you about it. You get home, you ask her about it. And
that's terrible.
Anyhow, back then that was a lot of money.
Yeah, it's probably 10 times that much.
Probably so. I wouldn't doubt it right now. And
I heard that Aunt Geraldine went to some faith healers.
Yeah.
None of it worked.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think they had those tents back then.
They did. Oh yeah. They used to.
Catherine Kuhlman and.
Yeah, I can't
William.
remember the ones that come to Jacksonville, but I think those have pretty well faded out, don't you?
Yeah, because it didn't work.
No.
I think maybe 1 or 2 of them worked, and the rest of them tried to copy it, and it didn't work.
Well, I can think of people that I knew during the time Mama got ripped off. There was a lady at the Giggers up at the church, and I think there was another or so we knew. But when Daddy found out about it, he went to Ferdinand and Eva Gypsy over there. I can remember he saying they were crying and all that kind of stuff. I haven't seen those people around in years, Randy.
Yeah, I don't think gypsies exist anymore, do they?
Huh?
Gypsies? I don't think they exist anymore.
If they do, they don't get out and travel. Used to, man, they were tribes of them, I guess, that traveled.
Like in the movies? Like in the movies, they're on a wagon and.
Well, they weren't on the wagon, but I haven't seen them. Hadn't even crossed my mind. But it's been many years.
I think they died out.
They evidently did. You see the flowing well there? That's an artesian well. You turn that on, and buddy, the water comes out. Daddy put it there to water the cows when we had it.
And it's all clean, right?
Oh yeah, it's about 500 feet deep. Very good water, but it's sulfur. Yeah, it's very good water.
How did you find it?
We didn't find it. He paid. He paid to have it drilled. It was when he had it done, it was probably $600. That was a lot of money. But see, we had cows over here, and the railroad bed was there. But if you turn it on, the water goes down and then crosses and comes back on the other side. See, a guy told me one day, he said he lived out here then. His name was Parker. He said, you know, I never could figure out why your daddy put that flowing well where he did, but he said I found out that it would put water to both sides. Yeah, those old people back then, when they spent $1, they thought about it a long time.
I'm getting the same way now.
Huh?
I'm starting to get the same way.
Yeah.
Because
yeah. I'm gonna go down the power line and re-ride back there and show you. Yeah, when you get back, you can have less than Irma, because Irma don't know nothing about this over here much. Les knows a whole lot more, because he hunted back in here and what have you. Tell him you rode all over the old plantation.
yeah, my dad quit hunting.
Yeah,
One of my cousins shot a guy.
He did?
Yeah, killed him. Killed his best friend.
Good.
In a hunting accident.
Lord have mercy.
With our dog was there. I don't think he ever hunted since then.
Randy, years ago, when I was a teenager, and my best buddy, we went to church together, and then on the church bus, and on Sunday, well, we'd come out here more because we had more to do. He lived up closer to Callahan, but anyhow, he came home with me for church, and we'd get the old mules and ride all the woods and what have you. And anyhow, we'd been out messing around, and it wasn't quite time to go to church, and we come to the house, and he lay down across the bed. He was going to take a nap, but we'd always carry the little old .22 rifle with us. Well, I thought it was empty, and he was laying across the bed, and I was going to jibe him in the butt with it and pull the trigger. And the thought come to me, don't never point a gun at anybody. And so anyhow, I decided that I'd look in the chamber, and Gary, there was a bullet in it. And I thought, I went years and years before I ever told him about that. In fact, it was about 2 years ago I told him. This was 50 years ago, I guess. And buddy, did it open my eyes. I think about it now. What would happen? Well, it would probably kill him.
In the butt? No, he probably survived.
I don't know, not back then, because there was no hospitals or nothing around here. And anyhow.
Well, he was unloading the gun and it went off, and I think it shot him in the back.
Is that right?
Yeah. He said, ouch, and he thought he was joking. Didn't even realize he shot him right away.
Good Lord of mercy.
Yeah, he was never the same after that. It was all
It didn't kill him,
It killed him,
oh,
but
yeah.
he never got over it.
Yeah.
He was all hunch-shouldered and...
Yeah. Well, years ago,